Hi, yes, I'm Shebi. The last time we object and then the enemy identity with strings, and already yeah, hear more examples from the previous videos. It talks about strings. And today we'll go a little bit deep into strings and string methods if the time is available. Into Let's start it quickly so that yeah, we can know what we are up ahead against. Okay, and now yeah, when it says string there, it's the way JavaScript stores text. Okay, it's a combination of letters and words, um, strings and symbols, whatever. We store them into as a string. Okay, and let's do an example here. So let name equals Mohammed, and let surname equals Shiru. Now let me do this. Now say okay, I wanted to do one thing, not double quotes. I wanted to do semicolons. Okay, now in JavaScript, yeah, store string that we can either use the double quotes or we can use the single quotes, and it doesn't really matter. What matters is that based on the context of what you want to achieve, then you determine which one to use. But in creating a normal variable that you may want to process or pick up value from there, you can use a single quote or a double quote. And when it comes to maybe manipulating of combining words and other stuff that you might want to use a particular code based on what you want to achieve, as I said earlier. The last time to where yes you kind of first one be combine two text above. Let's do this. Let full name equals and let's do this. Name plus surname. And see, the last time we learned about concatenation. We say when we want to combine two strings together, we use the plus symbol to combine them together. And if this was a number or like an integers, when JavaScript will do mathematical operations on it, and it will sum the numbers up. But it's the use with strings, it will combine them as one word or a sentence or however you want it to call. Okay, so let's try one quick one, and let me just come here and console log to the screen. Console log full name. Okay, so when we do this, when we say Amaya Muhammad Bashir, okay, so this is the case here. Yesterday we learned about how we would add a space in between strings, and when we're doing concatenation, how would we would add spaces to make it readable. And see how we do is that we do the plus again, and we add like an empty space. Okay, so this is how we add an empty space. We can as well use a single quote to add an empty space, and it will all mean the same, make the same result. So this and that would all be the same result. If I run this right now, and which one am I even printing to the screen? Let me just comment one out. Did I miss something? Yes, because I'm using let so let me use full name too, and let's see what happens. So we have Mohammed Bashiru here, and if we try full name 1 also, we get Mohammed Bashir one here. So this is how we concatenated a string. If at this point you don't understand any of this, I suggest that you go back to the previous video here, because this is I'm creating a variable with a name and assigning a value to it. All right, until when they are passing through all this part from the previous videos. If you're not familiar with this, you please try and go back to the old videos and then try and watch them. And at this point, again, let's go on to look at what's new in string and what didn't we cover. What we need to know. Let's give ourselves a task bill as a CCI. Now, I want to write something here. So I'll put in into a string comment and I'll type this. Now, so this is what I want to print it to. Let's say in our application, we want to print this out to a user and I say to the screen. Okay, this is an information we want to print it out. So how do we handle such information that you can see a single quote here and you can see double quotes surrounding the word cards? Okay, so if we want to try BBC in a normal circumstance, I can be a creative variable. So let's sentence equals, and let's try to create that up. So I'm going to use a double quote here because already you can see there's a single quote here. So the way you combine single quote and double quote, I said earlier, it depends. If there is a single quote in what you're doing, it's better to start with a double quote. If there's a double quote in what you're doing, you need to start with a single quote. But we're going to try our hands in both cases and see what will help this issue. So a boy, type body, and like cards. Okay, so this is the text that we wanted to print it out to the screen. Let's see if this will work, and it doesn't work here. So console.log sentence, and in here what will happen? Nothing happens because there's an error here. It says syntax error. There's a syntax error. Now, almost syntax error, and then I said there's something that you've written that the computer is not understanding, like something is wrong with your code. So yes, BB and code your is here. We can do this. Okay, maybe your thing is there. We can use single quote. So let's sentence 1, let me say 2 equals, and this time let me use single quote. So okay, there was one already here for the ending part. So I'm a boy and I like cats. Okay, and there's already a problem here with this one. It won't also work because already seen that the editor has highlighted as a problem with it. If you try to console log sentence 2 and also back crash it, now we will get even 3 errors when we try to run this. Now nothing has happened again because there is an error again, says syntax error, and the way it's doing that is because there's an error here, so it's targeting this one first. And so we need to find a way that we solve our problem, and this is how your life begins as a programmer or as a developer. You solve problems and then you encounter problems yourself, and then you need to find a way to deal with it. You need a way for you to for the computer to understand the person and so try to know what to do here. Now there's a quote here and there's a double quote here. Now what we do is that if we do this, so let's sentence, I'm going to comment the first two out, so don't worry. So I am a boy and I like. Now if you look at this, this is okay for the computer to understand. When there is a single quote inside the double quote, it's okay, it will work. The computer won't throw an error, it won't throw any error. I am a sentence or has it said all right. Let's check and see what this guy trying to say. Syntax error on where? No, I don't see any error anywhere. Anyway, let me try to take these guys out. Maybe it's trying to read the comments again. And it's the same name here, and yeah, nothing is wrong here. Okay, so it should work. Wow, I wish I know what it's trying to say. On line 21. Anyway, let me take this out and see if that is what it's trying to complain about. Oh, okay, all right, thank you. We are in fact equal to sign number, which is very important. So as a developer, every time you make small errors and we need to find a way to fix them up. All right, so now we are seeing I wanted to type a boy. I'm a boy. You can see that we saw a single quote here. It's the same thing if we do something like this. So let's sentence 2, or let's say 2 equals I'm a boy and I like. Let me just do this again, and then this time no. Then try to console log sentence 2 again and see what happens here. We won't say also about double quote number. So this is how you can like combine this kind of double quote and single quote together to make sense. Okay, and see if it begins with the double quote, we can add inside a single quote. The thing is happening is that once you see a single quote as opening tag, it's expecting the same quote as an ending tag, right? When you see a double quote as the beginning tag, we expect it to be the ending tag. So if you're behind us, let's sentence 3 equals, now begin a single quote with her. natural I, and we want to do a semicolon no more. Why almost a sentence no I end it at this point. It is a be mba na and the last one who said and we had into all this part no, it's not making any sense to us. It's saying that hey, you want to concatenate it, but if you concatenate this, then we won't get our desired result. Into the say we have something we called escape symbol. The escape symbol will tell the computer that, let's say for example, any who has say comment who has say this symbol here, let's say represent police people, and this symbol here represents government officials, and this symbol here represents what civilians. Okay, now this is what there's an investigation, and then the law says that okay, if you're a policeman, don't investigate a government official, but investigate only the civilians. Okay, so this is what the computer will do now, or the police people do. One is this is a policeman and he meets a government official, he will not investigate him. And the same thing, if a policeman, a policeman meets a government official, then he will investigate him. So the way they meet them is using something called, let's assume a medium, or let me do this so that we would not have to worry ourselves trying to explain it again. If let's say this is a medium and this is a medium, so once you meet okay this person, don't investigate him, let him be as he is. Once you meet this person, investigate him. So this is what we use the backslash to escape characters in a string. Okay, that's how we call it, backslash, to escape characters in a string. And so if we look at our earlier challenge, we need to write this out exactly as we wanted it to print out on the screen. So the way we'll do it is that, so let sentence equals, we give it a double quote because there's a single quote inside. I'm a boy and I like. Now this is a case whereby we need to escape this symbol. Don't treat it as an opening or a closing tag, because there is a double quote opening here. Once it sees another double quote, it will see as an ending tag, but this is not the ending of the sentence. We want you to leave this as it is. Don't manipulate it, leave it as it is. What we tell it is escape this guy. Okay, escape him, don't investigate him. All right, then we write cut, then we tell it escape the ending part 2 again. Okay, so it will now see this as the ending, not these two, because we are telling that hey, when you meet this guy, escape it. When you meet this guy, escape it. So what you do is that you bring in the backslash first, and then the character you want to escape. Okay, now we escape these ones because they are like, there are things that JavaScript are always expect to say they would close the end of this sentence. It is once we tell it, say, oh, this is not the end of this sentence, so leave this guy, let it be, it will let it be. So now let's console log the sentence to see if we will get our desired result here. Hopefully no errors will show up. Yeah, so you can see exactly what our task was all about. We wanted to print this, and then we have been able to do so using the escape character or symbol. Now there are other characters that we can escape, and I'm going to try my best to talk about a few of them, and then you can do your best to read about most of this. JavaScript has six of this escape sequence. Okay, so let me show you all of them, and then we would talk about them, right? So you see, every topic is very important, because if you take it as easy as that, you will not finish this course. You wouldn't know anything. So we have the slash, the backslash b, and we have, let me do this, and we have the f, then we have the new line. Okay, so then we have the carriage return, that is like when you hit on the enter key, also, and when you have T as horizontal tab. Okay, so, and then we have the last one, which is V, which will serve as the vertical tab. Okay, so these are some of the escape sequence. I hardly use based guys normally only use this new line stuff. So let's um see what will happen if we kind of like try to do these types in a real world example. See, let's take example, say, let me try something here. So this is a multi-line comment right now, right? And then we want to write something like hello, and then you continue on the down below, how are you. Let's say this is what we want to achieve, this is what we want to achieve, and this is what we need to escape a new line here, so that then when the computer is reading the text, when it gets there, it will break and then it will come to the next line. Okay, we do this stuff mostly and rare cases, but I hardly use JavaScript for this, normally PHP and other parts. But let's try to see if it will work out. So let's send this guy up there because it was for this guy here. So let's new line example, we call it a new line because we want to do this. So hello, then what we do, we escape a new line, we are using n, okay, then writing how are you. It's simple as that, right? Let's try to see if this would work. The console, I don't know if the console will be able to create a new line for us, but let's try this to see. All right, so console was able to do this for us. So you can see that we had what we were looking for here. So hello, how are you? Now, if you can see there's a space here because of this space here. So if I take off this space and I refresh again, you see say we would get our desired output, and that is how we do escape characters and other stuff. Let's assume say we left this here. Let me try to do the backspace one to see if it will do it for me, instead of, because once I have a backspace, supposed to come back one more time, right, to clear up the space here. So let's see if it will make sense to me right now. And it brought in this symbol because if we had to, this console can't be able to process the information, but at least you get the idea how you would skip characters, or you would want to, based on what you want to do and when you want to do. Say you're into deeper, then we will try more examples that will require some of these stuff, and then you really get to understand when and how to use. But for example, like we did with the new line, we want to print out information and we want this information to be on separate lines. So hello, and then how are you, right? So let's say we wanted to write an essay or wanted to print out something, and we wanted the paragraph to be here, and like what we did earlier, this would exactly print out what we were looking for earlier. So hello, and then we have at least some small paragraph do as it, then the rest of the content shows up. All right, so let me also let's see this new line, and I can also do tab, right? But let's see, it might not, the console might not be able to render some of these stuff, but it did. We had the tab, so we've gotten like a real indentation like say like yeah, we're indenting with a. So that's how we do the escape symbols and other stuff. This will give us a new line. Then after you give us a new line, what we do next is that give us a tab, like press on the tab key. Okay, so if I was typing something here, if I was typing this here and I came to a new line and I tell you to press tab, if you press on the tab key, then it will jump this letter like into the tab space. So that's all we do with escaping of characters in JavaScript. The upside at this point, you understand it. If you don't understand this at this point, don't worry, go over it again. And I say we would be doing more examples as we go deeper, and then just like we learn variables, comments, and then we are meeting them every day in our examples. The same way we see them in our daily examples. So how you will deal with this stuff. And anytime I come across here, I'll make mention of it, try to let you understand how you're dealing with some of these stuff. So now that we know all these 6 escape sequences, now that at least you understand how to concatenate a string and how to escape characters, I think so you're good with strings and strings for now. And I would end this video here so that you can have more practice with it. And in the next video we will talk about string methods, okay, how we can calculate the length of a string, how we can take part of a string, how we can find some part of a string, all these stuff. So maybe in the next video. So stay tuned and then make sure to like and subscribe and share with your friends.